Before we start the video, go ahead and leave a like down below. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not. Subscribe to my music channel. Subscribe to the channel I got with my girl. Doing a giveaway at 1K on there. Doing a giveaway at 10K on this one. But let's take a listen to this Imagine by John Lennon.
Over time, I ain't taking no breaks. Pray to God, let us all in the gates. Had to get my pride, never live a lie. Level number 9, bitch, I'm one of the greats. And my bitch a dime. She be taking her time with her makeup and shit. She be making us late. Free my mind, I was searching for purpose and work. A little nigga, don't play with your fate. Ain't no debate, I'm the best at this.
Recently just watched the John Lennon documentary, or movie, whatever you want to call this, on Netflix. Super inspirational, man. To see just the process he went through, like recording that album. Crazy to see so much footage from that time. Still my favorite Beatle. But we're about to get right into it. The first track on here is, of course, the title track, Imagine.
Imagine there's no heaven above us, only sky. Imagine there's no country.
So obviously I've heard that song before. Beautiful track, love the piano in there. Very intentional songwriting. When Lennon wanted to get a point across, he did. John Lennon is one of the reasons why I bought a piano and I'm trying to learn the piano. While I'm learning the piano. Yeah, man, very beautiful song, very thought-provoking song. The antithesis of A Call to Arms, John Lennon's Imagine is one of the most beautiful and awe-inspiring songs of all time. Released in 1971, deep in the heart of the Vietnam War, on his solo album with the same name, Imagine asks listeners to envision a world of peace and unity. It peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and remains one of the most well-known and respected songs worldwide. Now I understand what you have to do. Put your political message across with a little honey. This is what we do to try to change the apathy of young people. Despite the popularity of the song, some have criticized its message and Lennon's sincerity in living out his message. The 1993 novel The Giver depicts a utopia similar to that in Imagine, and then depicts that dream as tragically flawed, since what it takes to remove the bad from society in this manner also necessarily removes the equivalent wisdom, joy, and passion. And I definitely feel that, man. I feel like I always say that you can go back in a bunch of my videos, I always go into this little rant, but not even like a rant, but like I always say, there's duality in life, man. The good can exist without the bad can exist without the good. And really, honestly, there's a lot of good in the world. It might be more good in the world than it is bad, but the bad is so, like, bad is really the only thing that people focus on at times. Like all the negativity and things, but without the bad, we wouldn't know what good is. Without having those tragic moments where we so down low, the highs won't be as high as they are, won't be as good as they are, you know? So, plus some of the best musicians have came from terrible backgrounds and like bad situations. So that's what made them, what put the passion in them to get a better life. If you don't have nothing to strive for because you have everything, because everything is all good, you're not going to try for something better. Track number 2, Crippled Inside.
You can pull your hair and look like you. One thing you can't hide is when you're crippled inside.
Another great song, that's another song that they played in Above Us Only Sky. He's speaking some true facts on here, man. Like, you can shine your shoes and wear a suit, you can comb your hair and look quite cute, you can hide your smile, you can hide your face behind a smile. One thing you can't hide is when you're crippled inside. You can wear a mask and paint your face, you can call yourself the human race, you can wear a collar and a tie. One thing you can't hide is when you're crippled inside. You can go to church and sing a hymn. You can judge me by the color of my skin. You can live a lie until you die. One thing you can't hide is when you're crippled inside. And that's true, man. Like, if you got problems that you need to work on internally, externally you might be good. You might walk around with your head held high. You might walk around like you got the most confidence in the world. You're not worried about nothing, but like you gotta solve what's inside, man. What's inside of you. Because at the end of the day, you know, you got to go home and live with that. I don't have the answers to how to solve them. You know what I mean? That's one of the hardest things in life. But try. That's all you really can do, man. Just try to find happiness within yourself. Definitely a great song. Like I said, John Lennon comes in super intentional with his songwriting. And it's very simple. The message speaks volumes. That's why John Lennon is like my favorite Beatle, man. I love George Harrison. His songwriting is crazy. All Things Must Pass was a great album. Love Paul McCartney's stuff. He's a very intentional writer too. It's just something about Lennon, man. It's just something about Lennon stuff that just, I don't know, it just sticks with me. Let's get into track number 3, Jealous Guy. Man, R.I.P. Juice WRLD, man. I'm a jealous boy, really feel like John Lennon.
I was dreaming of the past, and my heart was beating fast.
It's fine.
I was feeling insecure.
Another one of my favorite tracks on here. Very simplistic. The piano, the drum pattern, really speaking on the insecurities of a person that's in love. Love is such a beautiful thing, but it can bring so many bad feelings. You know what I mean? You might love somebody so much that it makes you go crazy. I was dreaming of the past, my heart was beating fast, I began to lose control. I didn't mean to hurt you, I'm sorry that I made you cry. Oh no, I didn't want to hurt you, I'm just a jealous guy. I was feeling insecure, you might not love me anymore, I was shivering inside. Your own insecurities, your own thoughts can really mess up a good thing for you. John Lennon wrote the melody when he was in the Beatles. They recorded it as a demo called Child of Nature, which he'd written about the trip to India to study with the Maharishi. It didn't make it onto any Beatles album. Paul's Mother Nature's Son was picked instead. Another song I really love. Lennon repurposed Child of Nature for Imagine with totally different lyrics to reflect on his relationship with Yoko and how possessive he became of her. Okay, not my favorite, but he was speaking facts in here though. There was no cap in sight. You gotta live, you gotta love, you gotta be somebody, you gotta shove, you gotta eat, you gotta drink, you gotta feel something, you gotta worry. He also said in there, you gotta keep your woman satisfied, man. No cap, man. You gotta go crazy. You know what I mean? You gotta go crazy. But nah, not my favorite track on here, man. Wasn't a big fan of the sound. It's not clear whether It's So Hard came before or after John's primal therapy experience. It's so hard, it's really hard. Sometimes I feel like going down, John sings. And the words can even have the most general meaning or apply to John's own past, the most specific. The guitar playing is extremely basic. The sax playing by King Curtis is extremely compact, like Crippled inside. It sounds to have been done in a single take. And I'm pretty sure all these songs was included in Above Us Only Sky. So, you know what I mean, I definitely probably heard like every song, like little bits and pieces of every song. Let's get into track number 5, I Don't Want to Be a Soldier Mama. Another one I'm not too big of a fan of. I always like the songwriting. That's one thing that he doesn't miss on, but I'm just not really a big fan of like that sound. All of this stuff really kind of sounds dated. It's timeless music, but it, like, you know when a song sounds dated. But this is just one that this sounds dated to me. Like, I can listen to Imagine, I can listen to Mother Nature's Son and all these different songs, but this is just one I'm just like, all right. But I Don't Want to Be a Soldier Mama is an enumeration of all the roles John withdraws from and contains some incisive lines. The melody is essentially the Kinks' You Really Got Me Going. An aura of grandiose decadence envelopes this cut. When John shouts, hit it, he sounds both long-suffering and cruel. Track number 6, Give Me Some Truth.
I've had enough of reading things by neurotic, psychotic, quick-headed poets.
It's hard. I'm crazy there. He talking crazy. He was talking crazy on there. What do you say? I'm sick and tired of hearing things from uptight, short-sighted, narrow-minded hypocrites. I've had enough of reading things by neurotic, psychotic, pig-headed politicians. No short-headed, yellow-bellied son of Tricky Dicky is gonna Mother Hubbard soft soap me with just a pocket full of hope. Money for dope. I'm sick to death of seeing things from tight-lipped, condescending mama's little chauvinists. I was most a fan of on that song was his songwriting. I like the guitar in there too. Give Me Some Truth is one of John's famous. It contains a brilliant seething guitar solo by George Harrison. Shout out my boy George, man. I rock with George, man. Next track is Oh My Love.
Oh my love, can't you see yourself by my side?
I feel I'm already gonna like this, just by how I started.
I see the wind blow, I see the trees, feel love.
Hey, that's some shit you shed a tear to, bro. Like, that song is beautiful, man. John's vocals on there, bro. Great song.
Oh my love.
Motherfucker crazy. Oh My Love is a song written by John Lennon and Yoko Ono. The song is the only songwriting collaboration on Imagine from Yoko and John. Oh, fuck, it's so hard. Next track, How Do You Sleep? Sleep on my side. Belly, I feel too exposed. My back, I feel like I'm gonna have sleep paralysis.
So Sergeant Pepper took you by surprise.
You was there.
That's hard right there. I think it's just so crazy, like, have my whole Beatles experience on YouTube. It's on the internet. Like, you can go back and watch from the first Beatles album I listened to now. Like, I really understand all the references in the songs when it comes to, like, stuff like the Beatles catalog and, like, little feuds between John and Paul. You know what I mean? They was brothers at the end of the day. Like, I feel like it was just some brotherly argument. You know what I mean? I don't think they ever got it together. You know what I mean? But it obviously was always love. But it's just crazy that I know all this stuff. Like, he talking about so Sgt. Pepper Took You by Surprise. Obviously the album Sgt. Pepper. I got a Sgt. Pepper's like little poster in the other room. But and then Those Freaks Were Right by When They Said You Was Dead. You know, they were saying Paul was dead. This is the 8th track from Imagine, John Lennon's second solo album after the Beatles broke up. A scathing result of Lennon and McCartney feud, this song is one of pop music's first diss tracks. He really made a diss track, but that's kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of funny. Lennon actually wrote it in response to Paul McCartney's track, Too Many People. According to the 1981 Playboy interview, this is what Lennon said about the song in 1980, just before his untimely death. Damn, man. That's crazy. R.I.P., man. People are crazy out here. Really be killing people just to be a part of their legacy. You know, I wasn't really feeling that vicious at the time, but I was using my resentment toward Paul to create a song. Let's put it that way. He saw that it pointedly refers to him and people kept hounding him about it. But, you know, there were a few digs on his album before mine. He's so obscure, other people didn't notice them, but I heard them. I thought, well, I'm not obscure. I just get right down to the nitty gritty. Alright, that's why you're my favorite Beatle, bro. Hey, you a real nigga, bro. This nigga really just said, I get down to the nitty gritty. That's something I say all the time. If you know me in person, I always say, man, I'm getting down to the nitty gritty. He got down to the nitty gritty. He wasn't throwing no subliminals. So he done it his way and I did it mine. As to the line you quoted, yeah, I think Paul died creatively in a way. Jesus, he's going crazy on Paul. The inside cover of Imagine also featured a picture of Lennon holding the ears of a pig, which ridicules the cover photo of McCartney's May 1971 album, Ram. Wow. But next track we got on here is How.
I
like that right there. Turn.
I feel something if I just don't know how to feel.
Another enjoyable track, man. He said something in there that really caught me. I like how he said, how can I have feelings when I don't know if it's a feeling? How can I feel something if I just don't know how to feel? How can I have feelings when my feelings have always been denied? I feel them, man. People try to dictate how you feel, deny your feelings, or they invalidate your opinions and how you feel about certain things. if they don't feel that same way and stuff. So it comes to a point where it's like, how am I supposed to feel about this? Because every time I feel something, somebody tell me those feelings are wrong. But how can you tell me how I'm feeling is wrong? But then if I feel nothing, you go tell me to feel something. You know what I mean? It's just like you just can't win. I actually like Yoko. But let's get into the last track, man. I think the reason that I like Yoko is because regardless of how you feel as a fan, he might have to sacrifice the love of the fans. He might have to sacrifice that for his own true happiness, and you can't really fault him for that. At the end of the day, Yoko brought him happiness. Regardless if people feel like it was fake love or she did this or did that, at the end of the day, she brought him happiness. You just gotta respect it. You can't do nothing about it, man. You really can't, because if you're really a fan of Lennon, his happiness should be important to you. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed the album. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the little movie documentary thing. So to hear the full, basically soundtrack to that, it was no way I wasn't going to enjoy it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. If you did, go ahead, leave a like down below. Go ahead and subscribe to all my channels. Giveaway at 10K, man. So. And man, follow me on all my social medias, man. Like, y'all always tell me I'm underrated, I'm this and that. Like, alright, well help me out. Help me not be so underrated, man. Don't try to keep me a little secret, you know what I mean? Because I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to do my thing. 1 million subs, 10 million, I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, I learned how to be myself. Plus, I got some more music coming on the way too, man. But, yeah, squad, gang, gang, gang. It's your boy Nick T. And I'm out this way.